All right, so this story right here is the George Santosification of America. That's what you're about to see. So this is in Business Insider. They explain how there's a Netflix guy, a guy who's like, I guess you'd call him a director or producer, probably more of a director. His name is Carl Eric Rinsch, and he's the director of 47 Ronin. That's the name of it. And he was given millions by Netflix to produce a series, a sci-fi series. And what'd he do? He took the tens of millions of dollars and he just stole it. Okay. All right, I have to read you this. This is crazy. Carl Eric Rinsch, the director of 47 Ronin, took millions of dollars that Netflix gave him for a sci-fi series to play the stock and cryptocurrency markets, the New York Times reported. So he took the money. It was supposed to all go into producing this show, and he just started betting on crypto and stocks. The 46-year-old director scored a $61.2 million production deal from Netflix for a sci-fi series. The Times' John Carreyrou reported on Wednesday, citing a November 2018 term sheet. The Times reported that Netflix had sunk $44.3 million on Rinsch's show Conquest by March 2020, but that Rinsch then told the streaming company he needed more money or production would cease. Netflix acceded to Rinsch's request and gave his production company an additional $11 million. But that money wasn't all spent on producing the series. Rinsch instead used $10.5 million from the Netflix 2020 round of funding to play the stock market, citing court filings and financial documents from his divorce, and eventually lost $5.9 million in trading. Rinsch then pivoted to the crypto market, the Times reported, but he was luckier this time. Buying Dogecoin turned Rinsch's $4 million bet into nearly $27 million. Rinsch then spent $8.7 million on fancy cars and designer goods. Citing the findings from a forensic accountant hired by Rinsch's wife, Rinsch reported purchases including a Ferrari and 5 Rolls Royces. Despite spending more than $55 million on Rinsch's series, Netflix has yet to receive any episodes from the director. What? The balls that some people have, man. Holy cow. The nerve of this man. Thomas Cherian, a spokesperson for Netflix, told The Times that the company had written off Rinsch's series, adding it was clear that Mr. Rinsch was never going to complete the project he agreed to make. Rinsch declined to answer the Times questions when contacted for comment. Oh, you don't say. The Times reported that Rinsch and Netflix were undergoing confidential arbitration proceedings, and that Rinsch, who initiated the arbitration, was claiming that Netflix owed him at least $14 million in damages for breaching their contract. What? Are you kidding me? So he steals their money, and then he takes them to basically private court arbitration, and he's like, you guys owe me $14 million. What? Did I read that properly? The Times reported that Rinsch and Netflix were undergoing confidential arbitration proceedings. Okay, when I read that, I thought, okay, so Netflix is basically suing him, and that Rinsch, who initiated the arbitration, so that means he sued them, was claiming that Netflix owed him at least $14 million in damages for breaching their contract. How the hell did Netflix breach the contract? You breached the contract. Rinsch's filmography consists of only one movie, the action movie 47 Ronin, starring Keanu Reeves from 2013. The movie was panned by critics and was one of the biggest box office bombs that year. Representatives for Rinsch and Netflix did not immediately respond to a request for comment from Business Insider sent outside regular business hours. Okay, this is amazing, man. This is amazing. So this is what the guy looks like, by the way. You can see him right here. This guy got 55 million DZACs, and he was like, mine. I know you gave me this to specifically do this show you want. I'm going to go ahead and take it and give you bupkis. I don't know. I understand that like scam artists have always existed. I understand that. But is it just me, or are there not way more of them now? It feels like there are. When you look at the George Santoses of the world, I mean, Trump's another good example. This guy, like all the freaking, the majority of people who work on like Wall Street, right? It just seems like it's so common now. I don't know. Is it genuinely something about the culture of the United States of America that creates these sort of dead-eyed sociopath freaks who just would have the nerve to do this? Could you imagine doing this? How would you be able to sleep at night? Like, yeah, I just stole $55 million from Netflix to do a show which I'm not even going to make, and then I'm going to sue them to give me $14 million more. look, I'll say this. There has to be parts of this story that we're missing, right? There's no way this is everything. This can't be. Because none of that adds up. None of it makes sense, right? I need to hear his side of the story to get some understanding of the reality, because based on the reporting in this guy's the world's most obvious con man, and he seemingly got away with it. I don't know how long he's going to get away with it, right? But Jesus, it really makes you wonder. I said this the other day when we were talking about George Santos. How many of these motherfuckers are out there who open their mouth and lie about everything? Like everything, even gratuitous, unnecessary, asinine lies. It just lies as a matter of habit, totally pathological. Because if Santos exists, and this guy exists, assuming the reporting here is accurate, that terrifies me, man. That absolutely terrifies me. I'm like, how is this possible? How is this possible? And I wish I could end this with some sort of like, here's the solution that we need to implement in order to make sure stuff like this doesn't happen. You know what I got? I got bupkis. I got nothing for you. All right. That's the show, y'all. That's the show. Everybody, do me a big favor. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. We're trying to grow it as much as possible. It helps us out massively in the algorithm, and it costs you absolutely nothing. So subscribe. You click the thing below. Click the bell icon, too, so you get a notification every single time a video drops. And then remember, you can always listen to the full show. If you want to listen as an audio podcast, you can go to Spotify, listen to the full shows over there. That's always an option as well. And remember, guys, I've never had a conversation with an advertiser. I'm very, very proud of that fact. I'm one of very few people in this business who can say they've never had a conversation with an advertiser. I try to keep all that stuff away. I don't want to feel influenced in any weird directions, but that does mean you guys help build the show from the ground up. So if you like the show and you want to support, you could donate $2 a month or $5 a month or $7 a month on Patreon. That link is below. Or you can tip on YouTube. That's below as well. Or you can support Crystal, Kyle, and Friends on Substack. Or all of those, man. Hey, I'm not going to police your support of the show. I'm not going to police your support of the show. So if you want to support all three, by all means, go right ahead. And that is all I got for you guys, man. Everybody have a great rest of your day, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Hey, y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop, and watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.